morning fighter sweep on the 28th of June, the 325th's pilots had their hands full. When arriving at the target, they were met by a swarm of enemy fighters. The Axis pilots had obviously been warned of the incoming attack by outlying observation posts and had managed to scramble a variety of aircraft, including 109s, to intercept the inbound P-51s. The 325th pilots, on seeing the sky full of enemy aircraft, didn't miss a beat, and echelons made of 4 Mustangs each broke away from each squadron to challenge the enemy. It had been a long time since the Checkertails had faced such a large group of fighters, and they relished the challenge. The sky came alive with the crackling sound of gunfire and the roar of engines as Axis and Allied pilots struggled for supremacy. As the last of the shell casings tumbled to earth, the Checkertails regrouped and counted their number. To their relief, every pilot was accounted for, and the Mustangs turned for home. Below them lay the wreckage of 17 enemy aircraft, with many more listed as probable. Scoring victories that day along with other pilots were Lieutenants Barry Davis and Arthur C. Fiedler, Jr., both of the 317th. The unique victory Arthur Fiedler scored is still talked about by veterans to this day.
I got a lot of good hits on that wingman, and I want to tell you that he had an instantaneous reaction. As my bullets were hitting him, he suddenly flipped that airplane over vertically and went down into a dive. And he smashed right into the ground, and a great big column of oil smoke comes up. So this time I decided I'm going to take a picture, a movie picture with my gun camera film. I turn the guns off, I come down, I take the pictures without the guns going off, of course. I start to pull up like that, and at about 1,500 feet, I couldn't believe it, a 109 came flying right in front of me. I immediately turned the guns on, went into a vertical bank to the left, opened fire, got a half a dozen hits along the left side, and now my gun's jammed. And so I suddenly found myself flying right into formation with this German 109, where I'm about 40-45 feet away from him. I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. I didn't notice a thing on that airplane. I didn't see a black cross, I didn't see a number, but I can tell you exactly what his helmet and what his oxygen mask looked like, and I'm sure he could tell you what mine looked like, because we were looking at one another. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Can I dive? I can turn, I can do this, but anything I do, he's going to get a shot at me with his 20mm cannon. And I have an aversion to 20mm cannons. They make big holes, and I didn't want to be the recipient of that. So the only thing I can figure out is, if I take my 45 out and I start shooting at him, nobody likes to be sitting still 40-45 feet away from a guy while he's shooting at you. I'm hoping that he's going to peel off to the right, and I'm going to peel off to the left and go as fast as I can go to go home. Well, I reach up to pull my 45 out of my shoulder holster, and as I start to pull it out, I'm astounded. His canopy comes off and he bails out. Well, I went down and took pictures of him in his parachute with my gun camera also. And when I got home, I reported what had happened, and suddenly I found myself with the nickname Svengali, the master hypnotist. You know, they're saying that I hypnotized the German into bailing out. Of course, it's a big joke and everything. The long and the short is, I didn't hypnotize anybody else into bailing out. The long and the short is that you had to shoot them down.